What is up, Sideways fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going ahead and building two 1.5J engines that we're going to be putting in two cars, both fully built heads. So today, this is Trevor's engine. I'm going to be fully assembling everything. We've already gone ahead and done rod bolts. I will put a few videos in here of when we were getting all that together to show you how the bottom end all looks, which I'll be doing anyways when I flip it over. But right now we're going to be putting a brand new water pump on right here from OEM Toyota. We have a modified oil pump right here from Drift Motion right here for your high RPM stuff like that. So we're going to be going ahead and putting that on as well with all the new seals and everything as we do it. All right, guys, so nothing really to it. You go ahead and pull the old seal out, put a new seal in, bolt the water pump on the block, and that's already good to go. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove these O-rings here for the oil pump because you want to make sure you have a nice seal. And these seals are already flat and super old. So I have brand new ones for those. We're going to go ahead and put those on. Then we'll go ahead and glue the whole area, the outer perimeter of all of this. And that'll be it for that. So let's go ahead and get this brand new pump on. I'm going to go ahead and put the front main seal in right now. Guys, so now the oil pump's on, nice and pretty. We got our brand new NT end tensioner we're going to be putting on right now. This is like we normally buy from Drift Motion whenever we're doing their oil pump stuff and everything else too. So pretty cool. Already comes pre-set up. So all you got to do is just pull the pin. Just go ahead and just slide it up in the oil pump right here. And it's good as new. Go ahead and put your OEM bolts in, and you know, you're pretty much already halfway there on the front end. So another super cool part that we got right here, this is the timing belt tensioner from Powerhouse Racing. This is the billet black one. So let me go ahead and drop this down. This is for Trevor's 1.5J, by the way. Isn't that just a beautiful piece right there? That is just so nice, dude. No more breaky. Well, this looks super awesome. We got one more Powerhouse Racing part to go ahead and add to here. So for all of you non-VVTi customers, I mean, when you're going to be a VVTi, you're pretty much not going to need this. But for all you non-VVTis, you're going to be a 12 trigger wheel tooth for your crank. So what happens is, let me go ahead and get this open real fast. Well, this is the Billet Powerhouse Racing 12 tooth trigger wheel. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rotate this to TDC. I mean, obviously it doesn't really matter because it's just a trigger wheel, but this is going to go ahead and get lubed. We're going to go ahead and slide it on, and we're never going to have to worry about this not ending up working because these don't break. And I mean, obviously you can bend them and chip them and break them if you disassemble them like an idiot, but I mean, we don't do that over here, so it's not really going to be a problem. So pretty much this is your new piece you're going to go ahead and get, which is better than like the OEM TIG welded one and everything too, because this pretty much will never fail on you. So anyways, one more cool piece we're going to be adding to the Powerhouse Racing plethora of parts on this thing. Anyways, guys, this is our fully built 1JZ non-VVTi head. This is 272 counts, bow springs and retainers, keepers, like everything you could possibly think of. As far as the head goes, it's been fully ported and polished, and everything's been done intake and exhaust side and in the bowl and the pocket, the whole entire thing. So this would be what you would call a fully built head. We're gonna go ahead and pull the cams out right now. It's already been through the machine shop and everything's been R&R'd and like just super perfectly done for everything. We got a brand new Tomei head gasket right here for the 1.5. You'll be able to see right here. 1.5, 1JZ. You're going to need a 13-12 point for ARP head studs, and this is the socket that we use, this 3/16 for the head stud bolts. We're putting ARP standard bolts in for the head studs because, I mean, we're not doing 1500 horsepower, so these are going to go ahead and hold fine. The block's right there, so I'm going to go ahead and copper gasket spray the head gasket while Caden's pulling everything apart, and then once it's all together, I'm going to show you guys just how badass the inside of this head looks. Alrighty, guys, look at this beautiful thing right here. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Look at those ports, dude. Let's go ahead and get those cams in real quick. I'm gonna show you a quick trick for the ARPs. So what you're gonna have to do is all these washers, you're gonna have to drop all these in the head in here. You gotta get them all seated first, and then you can go ahead and screw your head studs in and then torque them down. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alrighty, guys, so we're already all in. You can see all the head studs and the head bolts and everything are all in. Right there. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to get them in there. You have to drop them in with your fingers, and then you need the right size socket to get in there too. But it's 80 foot-pounds, guys, for the standard head studs. So we're gonna do 3 steps, like it says, 3 equal steps. So I mean, you know, 60, 40, 60, 80 would be what you want to do. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alrighty, guys. So backing plate is on. Cams are set to TDC. Everything's all in. I'm gonna go ahead and set the timing, and then I'll go ahead and walk around it. Alrighty guys, so it is another day. We are going to get a lot of stuff done today. We have Trevor's engine on the stand. This is the setup 1.5J with the 272 cans, fully built head, full CNC brace ported. Everything you can possibly do to this thing to make some big boom boom power. So we got the, I know you guys have already seen this, but I'm just reiterating for you guys, but Powerhouse Racing tensioner, Powerhouse Racing crank collar assembly with a 12 tooth disc. We're going to go ahead and put a lower cover on this thing right now. It's got a brand new OEM to a timing belt. Everything's already been tightened down, double checked and torqued. So brand new water pump on this thing, brand new oil pump. This is the Drift Motion modified pump. We're putting the 1.5J pipe in the water neck right now. We're going to put the water neck, lower water neck on it with the thermostat in it right now as well. Put coil packs in. We're going to do some painting for the valve covers, yada yada yada. And pretty much we're going to get it in his car. So let me go outside and show you what's up. Alrighty guys, so we just got the oil pan on, all nice and sealed up, all good to go. Everything's all nice and clean. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and go into the engine room. We're going to pull his clutch and flywheel and all his stuff down, get it off the stand, flip back over, and then basically mount the transmission, and then we can go ahead and get it in his car outside. Alrighty guys, so we have a super nice brand new ACT Extreme clutch kit right here that we went ahead and got for Trevor's car. Got a clutch fork and all the hub stuff is already all put on here. Fork's right there. Disc is right here. Got our flywheel bolts and pressure plate bolts ready on the engine. So let's go ahead and go over there and get everything installed. So it's going to be going in right now. We got his fully built RM54 right here with the full Marlin collar internal that we put in, JZX100. You can see all the ACT stuff and goodies here. Engine's already all put together. We got him a new manifold, set up the wastegate differently in this time to make everything kind of fit better. So plan today is to go ahead and get this all together and in the car, and hopefully get this thing done in the next few days. Alrighty guys, so RM54, we got a new exhaust manifold, new wastegate on this one, everything put together, ready to go. Clutch kit's all installed in there. We're gonna be going ahead and transferring all this stuff into Trevor's bay, and we're gonna go ahead and put it in right now before the sun sets on this beautiful day. Alrighty guys, so we got the car inside. So Trevor's gonna come over tomorrow. We're gonna kind of talk over everything of some other quick little upgrades I like to kind of change everything up for. But today, now that it's inside, Caden got the trans already in, engines in the car, whole kit's bolted in, shifters where it's supposed to be now. We just got a brand new rear housing from Comp for the turbo that we're gonna be putting in his car. It's a 96 open scroll, and they've got a brand new 6865 here I'm gonna hook them up with. Just give them a sponsorship and some love with that brand new Comp. So we are going to be going ahead and installing this. We're going to get the old intercooler piping all up in this on this side, get the water neck installed today. Caden's going to paint the valve covers, get those torqued down and bolted down today. And then tomorrow we're going to be going over radiator. He has a nice radiator already in the car that I believe he could use if we needed to, but I'm going to try to talk to him about possibly running like an OEM Shroud with, you know, like a clutch fan setup, just because he'll be able to run his AC and everything else and have a really, really easy time of kind of not dealing with all the drama. So we got to do the intake manifold as well, get his injectors put in, and start doing his power steering setup with the PHR setup and all the other stuff we're going to be installing. Relook at the battery of the trunk. We got a lot of work to do, guys, still. And then we got to go ahead and do the surge tank in the rear. So tomorrow we're going to be kind of going over everything. I'll show you guys a little bit later an update of what we're working on, but you can see that beautiful port job on the head. Just absolutely flawless. Hoping to make some jam with this one. The customer's goal is 700. I would love to break 700, because if we achieve our go over our expectation with him, obviously it's always nice to get more than what you paid for with everything, and we're going to be doing a beautiful job. Also talk to him as well about going ahead and probably putting his kit on. He has a full KBD kit for the cars. We're getting the car wrapped some beautiful colors. So let's get more of this stuff done, see what we can accomplish today, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll be ready to start the car. So a quick little update. Caden's doing the turbo right now. We just got everything bolted on with the rear housing. Looks really, really good. You can definitely tell that wheel is bigger than the 62 or 64 that he had. He's going to go ahead and start making the drain line. I am over here going ahead. We got our custom feed line that we do for all of our 1.5J stuff already all bolted in. If you're going to throw it out of there, we're not going to do it there anymore. I've got the full intake manifold from King's Royal or from Plasman, whatever you want to call it, set up. Already went ahead and put his Vitten rings all in there, and all of his sensors are in the intake manifold already that he's going to need, with all the ports and the idler control valve blocked off. We're going to be going ahead and putting the throttle body on and everything else later on. So first I'm going to go ahead and get this bolted in, and then we'll start working on intercooler piping and everything else we're going to need to get this thing done. But it's looking pretty clean in here, pretty good, so let's get it done. Making some major progress with all this stuff. Went ahead and got the whole intake manifold installed already, and wanted to go ahead and show you guys. This is the Powerhouse racing suction port. This is what you're going to need for anything aftermarket for intake manifold, for having power steering and setting all your custom stuff up. So it'll go right in there. You will have to cut and modify the fuse box and take it all apart and everything to make this manifold fit in this car. But all in all, we're pretty much going to be starting on piping, getting radiator in, and then starting on fuel system here pretty soon. So updates soon. So a few quick things we're going to be doing right now. We're going to be going ahead, and this is like your standard S chassis intercooler, you know, like 3-inch kind of cheapy intercooler. We're going to put one of these bad boys in there. You can see how much thicker and bigger this thing is. This is what we usually use for all of our Mark IVs and stuff and everything like that. And we haven't had any problem. We've had multiple cars go to like 800 horsepower and not have a really big deal. I haven't gone over that with it to be able to say if it works well or not. I mean, obviously they have high-end intercoolers for a reason. But I don't want to tune on that one if we're going to be going for 7 and we have like a possibility of being able to go for more. Probably not smart to not use a big enough intercooler for that. So another thing I went ahead and found on my rack of stuff for SC parts is I have an unbroken OEM Lexus Toyota Shroud for sc300. So Caden's going to go ahead and be blasting off the China fans and China Shroud off of his radiator that he's taking off right here. You can see him just slide it up right now. And we're going to be going ahead and testing the OEM Shroud on the CSF coil radiator. So we're going to try to be converting him to clutch fan because the customer's planning on wanting to have AC and have the car stay, you know, just super reliable. And with China fans, bro, you never really have any way of really telling if it's going to work. So let's go test this out real quick. All right, guys, so another late night over here, and just got a brand new 2JZ GTE fan blade from Drift Motion, OEM Toyota, and also got a brand new clutch right here for the clutch fan assembly. We're going to be actually converting his car from a E-fan setup now to the clutch fan setup. We got it all in stock. I had an OEM radiator that's here, found an OEM Shroud. So let's go ahead and get all that stuff installed so we can go ahead and get the intercooler piping and the intercooler mounted up, and we can go ahead and go home so tomorrow we can start on the fuel system. Alrighty guys, it's a new morning. We got a bunch of stuff done yesterday. So the whole clutch fan assembly is all installed with the radiator. We're gonna be hooking up the radiator hoses right now. Went ahead and got his valve covers painted last night. Caden already went ahead and took care of that to make it look all nice and pretty. Everything's done on this side, downpipes in. We're gonna be installing the harness right now. It's one of my really old harnesses from like probably 5 years ago. So it needs a lot of updating, but we're going to be getting everything going. And we're going to be doing intercooler piping today, getting the intercooler put on. And then pretty much is probably going to be the end of this video. I will get into fuel system with you guys a little bit today. But we'll make that into another video. So let's get the rest of the stuff done and get this thing up and running. Alrighty guys, so intake manifolds installed with all of our fuel injectors. We're going to have to make some harness fixes because a lot of the connectors ripped off because it's just been old and used and abused. Power steering is mounted. His air motor fuel pressure regulator is mounted. We've got all the sensors already hooked up in that. We've already gone ahead and cut out and done all the new intercooler piping. Went ahead and remade the pipe over here too because there's an extra coupler. You wanted to go ahead and get that one hooked up correctly. A new turbo, new rear housing is installed. Downpipe is installed and hooked up. Got the new clutch fan and shroud, radiator, all the OEM setup. Got this panel in here. All that's already all done. Turbo feed line, turbo return line is done. Everything's capped off and finished. So pretty much all we have to do, and it'll probably conclude the majority of this video because this video is already pretty long, is we're gonna go ahead and get our fuel line hooked up in our 10AN. We need to go ahead and cut this PTFE line to length, put it in. We still need to put a cam sensor in the rear, even though our harnesses and for Infinity only run this cam sensor. We will have to put one in there as a dummy sensor. I gotta finish wiring up the boost controller because we had to cut that off to go ahead and do that. Back here real quick, I'll kind of show you what's going on. So for the surge tank, it's already been mounted. The battery is gonna be going back here. Let me get some light real quick. We got our two Walbro 450 LPH set up with a nuke surge tank. That's gonna be going in. I still need to wire that up and clamp that stuff up back there. But back here, we've already gone ahead and gotten the surge tank mounted, the battery box mounted to the chassis, so that's already all good to go. Went ahead and ripped everything out of the trunk. We're back here. We've already pulled out the pump out of the tank, which was his original 450 that he has in here. We're going to be throwing an AEM 340 since the car will be running E85 in there, and that's going to be used to pump the surge. So we're going to go ahead and get that back in, get the back all put back together. Just finalize fuel system pretty much, guys. And then besides that, obviously I'll have to do my own fuel pump relay system, which I've already made. that I believe I have on top of the car right here. Let me see if I can grab it just so I can kind of show you what's going on. I make our own kits. It's really similar to the Powerhouse racing setup, but we use our own setup. So, I mean, here it is. This is for 3 pumps. His in tank and his 2 in the surge. You got a Deutsch connector right here. Leads to the Infinity. That'll go right into the Infinity. So he'll have fuel pump control now. So yeah, next video will be pretty much startup, and then getting on the dyno, and then we'll see what she makes. Hopefully she makes some big jam. We have high expectations for the car. After that, Trevor's gonna go ahead and have us do, he has a full KBD body kit. We're gonna be going ahead and putting the KBD body kit on the car, and possibly installing some rear seat delete stuff and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how crazy he's trying to get with it. I know he's gonna be wrapping the car pretty much after we're done here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. It was kind of a lot to cram into one video, but I'm doing like 3 or 4 other videos at the same time, so it's kind of crazy. So any questions or whatever, hit me up. Any content you guys want to see me make, let me know. Until next time, guys, peace.